Hey, what is up guys? It is Silver Sun here and today I'm going to be giving you guys my view on the Dragon Ball Super episode 114. Alright, so this episode starts off right where the last one left off with Kale pretty much turning into her Berserker Saiyan form pretty epically actually. Just like the overall art and animation throughout this whole episode was really good, especially in like the transformations in like this beginning sequence here, with Kale pretty much transforming, shading and everything like that, just looking on point. But pretty much Kale transformed into her Berserker Saiyan form and she's going at Goku like she's about to attack him until pretty much Caulifla steps in and she's pretty much saying like, oh, we need to do this together and stuff like that, you and me and whatnot. And that pretty much like calms her down and then she reverts back into her regular Saiyan form, Super Saiyan form, and pretty much they go at Goku together and they're pretty much tag teaming him. Just like last episode basically, and Goku's having kind of a hard time between the two of them. Meanwhile, you see Vegeta still fighting Toppo, and pretty much I thought it was kind of funny. Like Vegeta like went in and he pretty much just like punched Toppo right into the pillar and stuff like that. So that was pretty epic to see. Also, before I forget, when Kale powered up, like everybody like felt the energy that she was emitting and whatnot. Even Jiren, like as he was meditating, he like twitched a little bit. So that obviously says something about her power. If um if Jiren of all people, took notice of it. But basically uh we see Frieza pretty much, doing his thing, torching other warriors and stuff like that, pretty much having fun in essence until this guy shows up with like a P on his chest and pretty much this guy's about to transform, but before he can transform, pretty much Goku and Kale pretty much interrupt as pretty much Kale's like pushing Goku almost off the edge of the arena until Goku shoots off a ki blast from his foot, knocking her back. But Caulifla comes from uh right next to her and pretty much knocks the blast away, and basically Frieza's there as well, and pretty much he wants to like take on Kale and Caulifla, pretty much blow them back. But Goku pretty much comes up and he's like, no, don't do that. I got this and whatnot. And pretty much Frieza just complies and he's pretty much just like, okay, whatever. I'll spectate you Saiyans fighting from afar. That should bring me some enjoyment because obviously he doesn't like Saiyans, so should be pretty fun to see them, go at it and hopefully knock either one of them off. But pretty much Frieza's just watching from afar. And actually, there was like this funny little bit to where the guy they was fighting before, I forgot his name, but like he's basically like from Universe 3. Pretty much he actually transforms, and pretty much he like powers up to where like his speed increases a lot, and pretty much he like runs in place for a second and then he just disappears, and then Frieza's pretty much just like, okay, whatever, he doesn't even bother with that, and that was pretty much the end of that. But basically, Goku, Kale, and Caulifla are pretty much going back at it once again until Goku, well, he's pretty much like having a hard time at this point until he transforms into Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Red, whatever you want to call it. Um, but actually, at this point, Kale got a little cocky and she was basically saying like, "Oh, it doesn't matter if he's just Super Saiyan Red or Blue. It's all the same to her, and like they're gonna beat him up and stuff like that." And Khalifa thought that was funny. She was laughing and stuff like that. But I really don't think like they should be making Super Saiyan God to be taken that lightly, especially since he wasn't having that bad of a problem fighting them as Super Saiyan 2. So I feel like they're in for a little bit of a rude awakening here. Um, and that I don't know, like that's something I've kind of had a gripe with Super so far is like the power scaling and stuff like that. I mean, I know you're not really supposed to pay attention to that stuff. You're kind of just supposed to turn your brain off and whatnot, and it doesn't matter that much. But it kind of matters to me, and I still can't get over what happened a few episodes ago with Super Saiyan Blue and Kale, Berserk form, and all that stuff. Kamehameha. I don't know. That's still in the back of my mind, and I just can't get it out. But and it doesn't help now that she's like still being cocky, like saying that it doesn't even matter. I don't know. I don't know if I'll do a rant or something like that later down the line, but uh, just to let you guys know, like I don't really like the power scaling how it is now, and Dragon Ball Super. But anyways, going back to this episode, pretty much Goku's Super Saiyan God, and he's pretty much shooting off these ki blasts at him. He's not really fighting them physically yet. He's pretty much shooting off these ki blasts, and they're dodging and maneuvering around them, and they're pretty much going in for the team attack. Goku blocks their shots, and then pretty much he knocks Caulifla away, and he's pretty much fighting Kale one-on-one at this point until Caulifla jumps back in, and they're pretty much going at it, but Goku's pretty much has the advantage. He's pretty much going in and blocking all their attacks and shooting ki blasts at them. And they actually try to like double clash them with their own attacks, but it doesn't seem to work because Goku shoots off a ki blast, and it pretty much it pushes Kale. Well, it doesn't push Kale back. She pretty much like knocks it out of the way, but he's tracking Caulifla with the blast, and pretty much she's flying around trying to get away from it, but it catches up with her, and she pretty much gets damaged pretty badly. And then, as usual, Kale pretty much comes by, checking to see if she's okay, and pretty much she gets angry about it and whatnot at Goku, and he's pretty much just standing there like watching all this unfold. But pretty much it seems like Goku's had enough, and he's about to fire a Kamehameha. But right before that happens, pretty much Caulifla gets back on her feet, and pretty much she tells Kale that they should, use the thing that they've been saving as a last resort, and pretty much the thing that they bring out is the Potara earrings, or some kind of variation of them. I don't know if they're like the exact same Potara earrings, if they're like a different kind or whatever. But anyways, they bring those out, and they pretty much fuse at the last second before they get knocked off of the stage from Goku's Kamehameha, and pretty much they're transformed into I think their name was Kefla, Kefla, I think. I'm not sure, but um they're pretty much fused, and they're pretty powerful. Everyone senses their energy, even Vegeta, and he pretty much gets like caught off guard by Toppo. He's still fighting Toppo, and pretty much he feels their energy, and basically he gets knocked back. But going back to Goku and Kefla, basically she's fused, and she pretty much has all this power, and she's pretty much powering up right in front of Goku, and she pretty much charges at Goku. But she like actually goes past him a little bit, but she still comes back, and she pretty much like knocks him around a little bit, and she pretty much like punches him right in the face, pretty much wrecking him a little bit. She's getting a few shots in right off the bat, but that's pretty much where it ends, on a bit of a cliffhanger with Kale and Caulifla now fused and whatnot with the Potara earrings and stuff like that. But overall, I thought this episode was okay. I mean, like, art and animation looked crisp, it looked good, all throughout, mostly just the still images usually, like, not the animation itself, more or less the art, the shading and everything like that just looked on point, and it just looked, really organic, if I'm using that word correctly. Like, it kind of reminded me of, like, the older, like, Dragon Ball Z kind of style, if you guys remember that, um, kind of setup they had back then. It's a little different now, um, obviously because they have like different people working on the show, and animators and stuff like that. But this episode they kind of brought back that style, whoever worked on it, and it looked pretty good in my opinion, really good in fact. But pretty much that's kind of where the episode ends. I thought it was pretty good. I guess it was all right. Kind of more or less the same thing from last week, except we got that fusion at the end, and I could see us going either one of two ways now that they have the Potara earrings, because back when this tournament got started, everybody was kind of speculating and saying like, oh, they can't really use Potara earrings because it's considered a weapon and stuff like that. So fusion is pretty much a no-go in the tournament up until now, obviously, with Kale and Caulifla fusing. So I could either see us going one of two ways. Either, well, we didn't really get their input on it, but we most likely will in the next episode. Either the Omni King or the Grand Priest either permits it, and they go on to, be a fusion and whatnot, and eventually get knocked off, and maybe later down the line we could see Super Saiyan Blue Vegito make a return, or even a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Vegito, or maybe even Ultra Instinct Vegito. I'm just speculating at this point. Nothing's really set in stone just yet. I could see either going that way, or we could see the Omni King pretty much just forbidding it and pretty much like erasing their universe on the spot, or to a lesser extent, or whatever may unfold. But I could either see it going those two ways. Whichever happens, happens, I guess. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for my review. Thought this episode was alright. Don't want to ramble on too long, so just tell me what you guys thought of my review, what you guys thought of this episode, what you guys thought could have been improved, what you guys thought could have been taken away from this episode, anything you guys thought could have made it better in any kind of way. Just comment it down below. Tell me your guys' thoughts, and until the next one, guys, Silver Sun is out.